Okay, hello. So this is my second video today. I wasn't really planning on making a second video, but I was just thinking about, well, I guess I was thinking about this girl that I used to see, who I've mentioned many times in the past. But I was just thinking about the day we split up. This is all her decision. The day that happened, I was going to my uncle's. So after that happened, I was going to my uncle's place, which I really probably shouldn't have done. I probably should have just like gone home and cried for a while or something. But I decided to still go to my uncle's. And I remember on the way there's a street sign. I'm holding my hand here so the sun doesn't blast you. On the way there is a okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. There's a street sign that's the same as her last name. I'm not going to share all of her information, but I passed by this street sign that was the same as her last name, and I remember just breaking down and crying so hard. I just remember being in so much pain. I guess I just felt like revisiting that whole thing and kind of talking about that again, because there was just, I hadn't ever felt that much pain before. I've been in a lot of physical pain in my life. I've had a lot of things happen to me physically. I played football. I played a lot of sports. I broke some bones. I've destroyed my body in many ways. But the pain that I felt that day was so much more painful to me. It was a different type of pain that I hadn't ever experienced before. And man, it was just such a new, foreign, brutally painful thing that I was going through. And I've come to realize that that's what's called heartbreak. That's what was happening to me. I've also come to realize that most people that I've talked to and that are alive have experienced that. They've been through some really powerful pain like that. And I never knew that. I never knew that people had gone through that type of experience before. I knew, but I didn't know, though. I knew people have been heartbroken before, obviously. But I didn't know what that felt like, and it just gave me a whole new appreciation for that. Because it's awful. When your heart is broken, it's just like, it's miserable. It's the worst feeling I know, I think. I hadn't ever felt that before, and so that was a whole new thing for me. I don't really know where else I was trying to go with that. I guess the reason I was even thinking about it in the first place was because I'm going kind of that same direction towards my uncle. I'm not going to my uncle's, but I'm going that same way. And I just remember seeing that street sign, and I just kind of felt like revisiting that because that experience changed my life forever, 100%. In what ways, I don't really totally know yet, honestly. But I know for an absolute fact that I just learned so much from that. I discovered that I have the ability to love somebody. I have that capability, I have that capacity. Because for 22 years, I didn't believe that. 21 years, I didn't really even know how to love or if I could love. I didn't know if that was possible for me. So being heartbroken was the painful message that I was receiving, that told me that I can love, that's possible for me. Because even my mom was starting to doubt that I could love, or that I even wanted to love or was able to love, because I just never experienced that. I never had that happen to me, and so having that happen and then losing that was just such a wildly bizarre thing that I feel like I've grown so much from. I still think about that all the time. We still, for good or bad, we still talk quite a bit, actually. I probably never will be super sure how to feel about that. Is it still blasting you? It's still blasting you. I'm probably never gonna know exactly how to feel about that. I certainly don't right now. It does feel a little bit weird, though, staying in touch with her, because I'm always reminded of those are the most powerful emotions I've ever felt in my life. I haven't ever felt those emotions. First of all, just those emotions in the first place. but they also just happen to be the most powerful emotions that I've ever felt. You know, I've felt a lot of emotions before. I felt angry, I felt sad, I've just felt emotions, you know. I've experienced them, but not in that way and not that powerfully. And so I think that was one of the better things that's ever happened to me, you know. I think a lot of times the most painful things that happen end up being the best things that have ever happened, you know. There's a couple of things that I probably won't, I'm not even going to tell you because I don't want to. But just the most miserable, painful experiences end up becoming the best thing that's ever happened to me. And that's one of those things. I think that meeting her, falling in love, and then splitting up and getting my heart broken was one of my top most valuable lessons that I've ever learned in my life, which is kind of cool. So I don't know. I guess I just kind of felt like talking about that again. So pretty interesting, this whole love thing. I remember I was watching one of my older videos about love, and it's interesting just seeing myself in that state. You know, it's actually kind of cool. I'm going to Jack's here because I almost am never ever I don't act that way unless something that significant has happened to me. So it's kind of cool to look back at those videos and see myself in a different light, because it's just so different. It's just so not what I normally am. You know, I seem to pretty much always be the happy, loud, laughing, smiling guy, which is cool in a lot of ways, I think, but also at the same time, you know, I think it's good to feel things. And whether, hang on. That's good. Because I'm not always happy. I'm not always the funny, loud, charismatic, energetic guy. That's not me all the time. A lot of times it is, because that's just how I am naturally. But not all the time. I can tell you that. Definitely not all the time. So, anyway, a little bit more serious of a topic there. Not serious. It's just a little different, I guess. So, all right, video round 2 finished. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Roger out.